two more coming up here on your left-hand side.
Look, baby.
Two different kinds of animals here, though they do look similar. The tan-colored antelope, a little bit closer here, is called a greater kudu. And the orange-colored one, a little bit further back, is called a bongo. And they both do have those stripes along their backs that they use as their form of camouflage. Those stripes are meant to mimic the rays of the sun coming through the forest canopy, help them blend in a little bit better. We are also coming up, looks like on a watering hole here.
You're on the end, so I need
A lot
you
of
to hold
animals
the
do
camera.
rely pretty heavily on these, their main source of water. We'll try to find any hanging around this one. I think I do see one over there on your left-hand side, hanging around by those rocks back there. One's in just a little
Rhino,
bit. That is a
baby.
black rhino over there. Black rhinos do have two horns on the front of their head made of keratin, which is the same thing that your hair and nails is made of. So that horn will keep growing throughout the rhino's life, and they are unfortunately poached pretty heavily for those horns. A lot of people thought they used those bushes. And they get their name from the yellow band around their bill, kind of resembles a horse saddle. You can find any animals like crocodiles and hippopotamus out there, spend a lot of their time in the water. And it does look like that one's going to try to prove me wrong over there. There's a hippo there on your right-hand side. Make sure we're all staying seated back there, my friends.
You see?
Do also have a few of these pink-backed pelicans, kind of a white bird here
You see hippo?
along this river bank.
You see?
Those birds get their name from the pink coloring along their feathers. It doesn't look super bright right now, but will get a little more vibrant during mating season. These birds are colonial nesters. They live in pods of up to hundreds of birds at a time.
Yeah, baby.
And we did see that hippo back there. We'll try to find a few more as we make our way to the left-hand side of the river. And they do store a lot of water in those big trunks of theirs to survive. They remain leafless for about 9 months per animal. Those are springbok over there laying down. Springbok do get their name from the jumping motion, of course, that they do. It's called pronking. They do it while they're running, and they jump third there. Those are sable antelope. They are the emblem of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. Known for their fighting spirit. And when it comes to fight or flight, sable antelope will always choose to fight. They will never back down from one. They use those long curved horns that they keep making our way forward.
Giraffe.
There's a few more on your left-hand side up there as well. Now the ones on your right-hand side are called wildebeest. They're one of those migrators I mentioned. As well as that, we also, looks like we have a 1 or 2, maybe 3 Maasai giraffe coming up here on your left-hand side as well. Now a group of giraffe is called a tower, which is pretty fitting for the tallest animal on land.
Look, baby.
Stand about
Look,
18
baby.
to 20 feet
Look, baby.
tall, fully grown, a whole bunch of them back here. And about 6 feet tall when they're first born. So they can run from predators at a moment's notice if they need to. A closer look here at one of these wildebeest as well on your right-hand side. Every year, 1.5 million wildebeest will migrate 500 to 1,000 miles across the African savanna. A pretty large distance, and they do secrete a pretty potent odor. Helps them keep track of one another as they're migrating those longer distances.
See the giraffe, baby?
Quite a few down trees on the left and right-hand side of the
Look, baby.
bit back there.
Baby.
Have those really big ears. One of their adaptations, they used to stay cool. By flapping their ears, they can lower their body temperature by about 10 to 15 degrees Fahrenheit. They have a lot of blood vessels back there. And when they flap those ears about, it cools that blood off before it's returned to the rest of their body. Maybe a little closer view here.
Yeah.
Hey, Dumbo.
Now, it was just the one, so we can assume that might be a male, not for certain. The males usually are solitary in nature. We'll see if we can find the herd a little bit further up. Really with farmers in Africa.
Yeah, baby.
They'll often encroach on farmers' land and eat their crop.
Look, sweetie.
Have found the herd.
Look, baby. The herd.
One elephant here, as well as a few more, looks like, back in the back there. Again,
Look,
elephants
baby.
are primarily social animals in nature.
Elephant.
But the males
baby.
are usually kicked out of the herd when they're big enough and strong enough to defend themselves
Look,
on
baby.
their own. Now, if you look over this ridge here, as we pass through some of these trees and there's rocks, there is a little baby back there. You'll be able to get a quick glimpse of it there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. I saw it.
We'll see if we
Yeah.
can maybe another angle just up ahead.
You see one now?
Males will sometimes form herds called bachelor herds, consisting only of those males. Where's the little baby? A little bit closer there.
Look at the baby elephant, baby.
Elephants do have a gestation period of about 22 months. That's almost 2 years.
Ow.
And those calves are born at about 200 to 300 pounds already, so they start out pretty big.
Swole.
More power to those mamas.
More power to them mamas.
Elephants also have pretty.
Yeah, baby.
Look, baby.
Will often hang around these watering holes. Suck up a lot of water and mud into their trunks.
Flamingos.
Another animal you'll often find hanging around these watering holes is these greater flamingo here you see on your left-hand side. And speaking of babies,
Look at the
they're all
babies,
out today.
baby.
If you notice those smaller gray birds along the island, those are baby flamingos. Those are their chicks. And those babies will stay gray for the first 2 years or so of their life.
Flamingos.
They won't turn pink until a little bit later. That pink coloring comes from the beta-carotene they eat in their diet. Their legs that kind of look like kneecaps, not their knees. Those are actually their ankles. Their knees are a little bit higher up on their body underneath those feathers. Coalition of cheetah up there on your left-hand side. Way
Cheetah.
off to the left there.
Oh, look, baby, they're sleeping.
Cheetah are, of course,
Sleeping
the
right there in the
fastest
corner,
animal
baby.
on land. They can reach speeds of 60 miles per hour. These trees here laying down there.
Oh, yeah, I see them. Laying down.
You'll often house cats. This big fella up ahead here is most certainly not one.
Lion.
There's a lion up here laying down in those rocks. A male lion there
You see the lion?
You see the lion, baby?
is resting there.
He's sleeping.
Lions do rest about 16 to 20 hours out of the day, so more often than not you'll see them exactly like this. They rest so much, in fact, that they're only awake for
See the
about 3
lion, baby?
years of their life.
They're only awake for 3 years of their life.
Look at the rhino, baby. Rhino. Right
Got
there,
one
too,
more, and
boy.
I mentioned them earlier. Another rhino here on your right-hand side. This is a white rhino, a little bit different than that black rhino we saw earlier. Despite what their name suggests, white rhinos are not actually that much lighter in coloring than black rhinos are, as well as some ostrich back there. That name actually came from the mistranslation of a Dutch
Ostrich
word,
over
which
here,
meant
baby.
wide, because they do have a wider mouth to help them graze on grasses.
And you see the ostrich, baby?
Another angle here of that male, as well as there is a female lion, looks like laying down up there. And more often than not, you will hear a lion before you saw them, though we were lucky enough to see them out today.
Yes.
The lion's roar is so
The
powerful,
ostrich,
it can be heard
baby.
from up to 5 miles away.
Look on this side. It
So
might
if you're
come back
ever in the
around. It
village
will come
and
back
you
on
hear
this
a
side.
roaring about, very well could
The
be what
ostrich
that
might
is.
be on this side, baby. Yep,
Now,
right there.
these here on your
Right
left-hand
there.
side are burrows, and I do see the burrower back there. There's some warthogs laying down over there. Kind of blend into the mud a little bit. Warthogs are the largest burrower on the savannah, second largest on Earth. And they use those big tusks that they have to dig their holes. Kind of like recyclers out here, because if
Look,
they ever
baby.
come across a burrow that's
Ostrich.
unoccupied,
Rhino
they'll
and
go ahead take it for
ostrich.
themselves.
An ostrich.
A little closer view here at some of these ostrich. Those are female ostrich, it looks like. A little grayer in coloring than the males are. Have a
See
few
the
records
ostrich?
under their belt. They are the largest bird on Earth. The fastest
Peck, peck.
bird on Earth. Also the fastest animal on 2 legs. So those ladies got good reason to strut around. And they may be hanging out because I do see it look like they have slightly overrun
Look,
the
baby.
place just
Look
a
at the
little bit.
goats.
As their
Right
names
there on the
suggest, these
trunk.
goats are fully grown. They're not going to get any bigger than they are right there.
Look at them goats, baby.
Have some pretty playful, cute behaviors. They like to obviously climb
Goats?
up onto the roofs of buildings and on top of trucks, as you can see there. Also, will
See
play
it?
fight with each other a lot, headbutt.
It's so cute.
And a lot of villagers like to keep them around because they do produce a pretty sweet milk that can be used to turn into cheeses and eventually, hopefully,